Okay, hello everyone. So in this video we will see how to work with Docker, right? So as discussed, Docker is a container. It provides the facility to create container, right? So for that purpose, first of all you need to install a Docker engine. So as soon as you go on https.hub.docker.com, you can see this particular page. If the Docker engine is not installed on your system, what you need to do, you need to click on this button. Depending upon the operating system, Mac, Linux or Windows, you need to download the engine. So I have already downloaded it, and this is the installer of Docker. So what we need to do is we need to double click it and follow the entire installation. Now once you install Docker Desktop Installer or Docker Engine, if you are using Windows system, there is one more requirement that you need to install, and that is WSL. Now what is WSL? WSL is basically a Windows subsystem for Linux. So if you want to install Linux in your Windows operating system, you need to have this subsystem known as WSL, right? So here is so as soon as you install your Docker engine, and when you start it, you will get a pop-up saying that WSL is not updated, or you need to switch to WSL 2 version, something like that, right? So what you need to do, you just need to install WSL as well through this particular site, official site. The prerequisite to install WSL is you must be running Windows 10 or higher versions, okay? And there is this entire command how to install WSL, or simply you can just download WSL update, okay, as per the architecture of your system, and install it. Once you install this, we are done. And when I click Docker app, Docker client app or Docker desktop app, now you can see I will get this particular interface, right? So for example, let me delete all the containers that I am having so that we can build it from scratch. So as soon as you open it on your system, you will get this particular window, and it is saying that try to run this particular command into your terminal, and this will going to create a sample container, okay? So what I am doing is, let me open my command prompt, okay, and then I will copy this particular command over here, and I'm pasting it here, and let me execute it. Now as soon as I execute this command, you can see over here one container is created, okay? So this is a sample container. It will give you so it is just a sample which have nothing, okay, just a demo to show you that a container is created, right? Now let's have a quick demo and see how can we create our own container and how can we customize it. Okay, so now here whenever you want to work with Docker, you need to start the command with Docker, okay? So I'm writing Docker pull Ubuntu. Let's say we have to install Ubuntu first, okay? So there is a container in which the first layer is Ubuntu layer, right? Now what it is doing is using default tag. Now it is pulling library, okay, slash Ubuntu. So now the Ubuntu image is downloading. It is downloaded and downloaded newer image of Ubuntu. That's it. We are done, okay? So what we did till now, we have not created anything, but we have downloaded Ubuntu image from the registry, Docker registry, right? Now if you want to run it, just write Docker run Ubuntu, okay? Now if I run it in this way, so let's see what happens. So as soon as I run it, you can see here one more container with Ubuntu, okay, is created, and this is the n-bit hash that we have discussed was created. So the identifier for this particular container is this particular hash, Okay, and what is there inside this container? There is a Ubuntu. Okay, image of Ubuntu. So we have created one container. Okay, now if I run docker ps, okay, ps will list all the processes that are running, or all the containers that are running. It will show us one container which is running. If we write -a, it will show you all the containers that are right now paused. Okay, so if you see, Ubuntu is paused. Okay, whereas this the one we have created for demo is still running. Okay, so if we write docker ps, it will show us all the containers that are still running. And if you want to know all the containers that are created, you can put a -a. All right, fine. Now the question is how to go inside the Ubuntu container. Okay, and then let's do something inside it. So for that you need to write docker, and then there is a exec command. Okay, execute. Then you need container id. So this is the container id. So if I just make it little bigger, you can see first thing is container id. Okay, then the image name, command, create, when created, and other status, right? So we have not opened any ports. These ports are to enable some the container to do the networking related communication. Okay, so let me copy this and let me paste it here. Okay, exit, and what I want a bash terminal. Okay, but now we get an error response from daemon container, this is not running. Okay, so if you can recall the diagram, although the docker daemon, engine daemon is running, but container this particular daemon is not running. Okay, the status is exited. Okay, so let me just start it from the interface. Okay, now I have started it, and now if I run the same command, again I will get an error that it is not running. So again it was exited, right? So why it is exiting again and again? The problem is we need to give some command that can interrupt the container and that can provide terminal support. Okay, otherwise what happened for the container, Ubuntu is the operating system, the operating system is installed, nothing else, that's it, done, right? So for that purpose what you need to do is you need to add few options here. -i will create interrupted container. Okay, so the thing is interrupted, this daemon is interrupted, and or the CLI is interrupted, and we will get prompt to insert some command. And also we need the support of terminal. Okay, so since our bash is still not running, so run it first. So now it is running. Okay, and now if so first let's see the ps. We have this container id. Okay, and let me just write docker exec -it. I and t can be combined also. Okay, id and bash. Now you can see the Ubuntu is still running here. So now if I enter, I will get a prompt. Okay, now here I can run all the Linux commands. So this is, we are inside the container, and since the Ubuntu is installed inside the container and we have opened the bash interface in the Ubuntu, we are allowed to write Linux commands over here. Okay, so anything you can write will work here. So if I will write cd or let me write mkdir test cd test, sorry, cd test. I'm inside cd, right? You can create let's say file isp. Okay, vim is not installed, right? So as you can see that this is the basic version of ubuntu, so lots and lots of things are not installed. You have to install each and everything. Okay, so let's install python. So if you can recall that if you want to run any update, first you need to update the registry information of the softwares, okay, through apt update in linux. So now the apt is updating. Let's wait. Yes, so the update is done. Okay, and now let's install python. So apt install python 2, let's say. Okay, yes. Now python is installing. Python is installing. So we have downloaded and installed python 2. Okay, done. Now if I run python 2, it is working. Okay, so if you know any python command, you can execute it here. So simple commands could be let's say I'm writing print this is inside the container. This is inside the container, right? So we are working in python. Now if you want to go out from this, just okay, so first we have to go outside of python terminal. So just press Ctrl D. And now if you want to go outside this container, you have to press or insert exit. Okay, so now we are here. Now if I open ps-a, okay, you can see that still we have two images. One is the demo image and other one is the ubuntu image, but this ubuntu will now contain python as well. Okay, so what I will do is, let me run one more ubuntu. All right, and in that one we will not going to create any python. Okay, so run python and that's it. Image is created. Let me exit and run the command ps command. Now you see we have three containers. So can you see how easy it is to create a container with ubuntu, right? So no need to install the entire operating system, etc., which is very much in time consuming in virtual machines, right? So if you want to go into the second ubuntu, let's go inside second ubuntu. So if you want to go inside the container, you have to run the exec command. Okay, so let me write it again. Exec, I want to interrupt it with terminal support, and I want the bash environment. Okay, it is not running again. what I need to do, I need to run this container. Okay, now it is running. Yes, I am inside it. Now if here I will write Python, command will not found because we have not installed anything here. Okay, if I will do cd, what is the name, test or something, no such file exists, right? So let's exit from here and go inside our second image, second container, which is again a Ubuntu. Sorry. Now here if I say ls, we have a folder here, right? I don't recall the name of the folder anyways. Okay, so let's run python 2, and yes, we have python 2 here. Okay, yes, all right. Okay, so control D. Okay, we have everything here as it is. Okay, so this is how we can create container, and then we can create any facility inside that container. Okay. Okay, so now let me create, I forgot the directory name, let me create one directory name with ISP folder. Okay, let's run -l command. So there is, it is ISP folder. Okay, the first folder. Now let me exit. Okay, again I'm running all the containers. I have created this in 0184 okay, ID container. So let's go inside that container. Okay, yeah, so this is the container. Okay, now if I run ls command, yes, it is still there, right? So whatever folder you create, whatever software you install, whatever yeah, this was the previous folder that we have created, right? So everything is preserved. Okay, what you need to do is just send this particular image to anyone who needs the installation of this image.